Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video. Hope you're all doing okay. We're back on the CLK convertible today. I didn't realise quite a lot of you was really interested in this car, and I was quite gobsmacked, to be honest. I didn't think that this car would be as successful as what it was, but you all seem to like it and you want to see more. If you remember in the last video, if you haven't watched it already, please go back and do so. We was trying to get this car fixed, MOT'd and sold all in one video, but it didn't happen. We couldn't get the roof working. We've been waiting for a module. Now I've ordered that module in the boot, and the plan is today, if it arrives, is to get that fitted. It should be here. I do keep tracking it, but in the meantime we're going to take it to the garage, put some air in the tyres. I would like to try and wash it off today because it is smothered in dust, but that possibly won't happen. I have booked it in for an MOT at 11:30, and I don't want to remove the module out the boot just in case that does operate other parts of the car. I want to get it MOT'd first, so we're going to go straight over to the garage, get some fuel in it, because I noticed the fuel light was on, and it is the 500 5 litre, so it's going to need some fuel, otherwise we'll break down in the MOT station while they're doing all the tests on it. So enough of the waffle, let's crack on. We need a bit of air in that tyre as well. Let's go and get all that done, and then hopefully we can get that module in there today, and fingers crossed get that roof working. So a nice clean bill of health for the Merc, guys, and I did just look, 80,329 miles on the last MOT, now only 80,356, so literally it was true, it has not done any miles. It was dropped off to that auto electrician and it's been sat there this whole time and it's not been used. So nice, lovely low mileage. I'm going to head home now and hopefully that module's turned up. So I've stripped it all back out and I've saved you all from watching me do that, because you all watched me put it back together, which turned out to be a waste of time. I have left this part in there because I've got that micro switch in there and we've got a cable tie on there bypassing it at the moment. But this is the Bluetooth module. There's another module under here, not quite sure what that one's for, but there's another one under there, and then that one there is the one for the roof. So this has just arrived, and these numbers match 100% the same as the one that's in here. So this number here, this part number. So it does look a little bit tricky. I've got to, you can see it's got 3 10mm in it. Let's just back off. There's one there, and then one down there. But it doesn't look like I can actually get to those bolts. You can see there's one just there, but the others you can't get to. So somehow all of this has got to come out, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a pain, but it needs doing. We get this swapped out, and fingers crossed that is the answer to the question, the answer to the problem rather. It's really nice now to have an MOT on it. I am trying at the moment to get hold of a valeter because I want to get that module in there today, and regardless of whether that solves it or not, I hope it does, I'd really like to get this car cleaned up and also unload it off the back of the truck. I'm just waiting for the block pavers to turn up and whack the drive. As soon as they've done that, I can get it off the truck and actually put it on the drive, and it should be a bit easier to work on because I'm just standing here and leaning in the boot. Anyway, enough waffle, let's get that out and get this new one fitted in there. So that wasn't actually too bad to do in the end. It was just 3 little plastic 10mm that I had to remove. I did try and show it on a time lapse, but you can't see it too good. But there, 209 820 4526 02, and that one there, as you can see, is exactly the same. So I've put that in there and wired it up without putting all of the plastic covering back in. I'm going to connect the battery back up and then give it a try, guys. Fingers crossed. Guys, it didn't make a blind bit of difference. It's still doing exactly the same. Absolutely nothing. But I've just started the process of putting this roof down manually, just to go through and check everything. And also, you get so much more access. You can see everything clearly now, like these micro switches here. But I've just noticed round this side, the micro switch here, if you look, that's actually broken, but the switch inside, you can hear, is working. And also, this little spring was sitting in there like that. So is that the problem? I would like to think it's definitely going to have something to do with it, but there's no point me trying to bypass this or mess around with it. I'm going to be honest, I'm done. I don't want to get this much in depth. That needs a new switch before we go any further, because there's not really, I mean, I could probably touch a bit of glue on that, but ultimately, do I want to start putting glue on it? It is very, very loose, and I reckon that could be the problem. It's definitely not that control unit, because I've just changed that and it hasn't made a blind bit of difference. These headrests, people said double check that they're clicked right in and they are all the way home, and I've checked those, and I've checked the connectors as well. The sequence to get the roof down manually wasn't that hard, but I've now got to try to get it shut and get it back to where it was. Just picking up on the last video, somebody did mention the back window was coming away from the roof, and just looking at it, I can see that that is how it's designed. When you close that down, that buttons up with that. Once it's shut back down, I'll get that shut back down now and I'll show you, but I am going to quickly just go through and check to see if I can see any other switches that are possibly broken before I fold this down, because I'm probably going to sell it as it is, and once I do, the people that buy it, I can give them half an idea of what I've found so far. Actually cleaned up really nice, guys. You see, I'll just give it literally a quick wash there, nothing exciting, just a quick shampoo over and a quick rinse off, because I did try that micro switch. I've tied that micro switch off and it still ain't made no difference, but I do believe that that sequence is probably one of the last ones it does, so that may affect it, that may not. Earlier on, what we was talking about the roof, if you really pull that down, you can see that's not connected. That does just sit under there, and that is exactly how it should be. I've put a year's MOT on it, obviously, this morning. So a couple of people did reach out to me on Instagram the other day about it, saying that they would like to buy it as it is. So I would quite happily, I think with a year's MOT, I'm going to let somebody else resolve the issue with the roof, because we've got quite a few projects on. I haven't got time for it. And if me and Chris can make a few pounds out of it, then so be it. So guys, you've heard me say it before, and I will say it again. By me continuing on trying to get this done, I'm only cheating you, because it is something that's going to take time. I think somebody needs to go right through this, literally checking everything. And in an ideal world, it is quite an old car now. Go to the breakers yard, get a load of micro switches and bits and try them. When we took it over at H&C, they tested the roof pump, that's working, the button's working. They said that it points at that it could possibly be that control unit in the boot. Now, we've tried that control unit and it ain't made no difference. I'll put the roof down manually, it all locks and shuts. It is a bit of a palaver. It's not something you'd want to do every day, definitely, but it's got an electric roof. You want the electric roof working. I initially wanted to put one video out on this car. I'm going to waffle on there a little bit. I initially wanted to put one video out, and that was buying it. Even if I couldn't get the roof working, I was just going to flip it as it was and make a day's money, a nice profit out of it. But we decided that at the time I wanted to do one more video on it. That box, £40. So that all I've done is spent another £40 on this car, and I've spent another couple of hours trying to get it working. It hasn't worked out, but I believe that all the major stuff in this car is working. I've put all 4 windows down, they all work. All the electrics, I've tested everything, and it is all working fine. So it's going to be something silly, but I don't want to continue on. It's taking up a space now. It's got years MOT on it. I'm sure somebody is going to, quite a lot of people did reach out to me in the comments. One bloke did say, I'd like to give you £2,000 for it, as it is with years MOT. So if anybody is interested, reach out to me on Instagram. But don't forget, when you do reach out to me on Instagram, always include your telephone number. And if you're selling a car, include the price. I have rung back all the people that left their numbers with cars, even just out of courtesy, to say whether we wanted them, wanted a look, or didn't want them. So do bear that in mind as well. So that's going to be the end of all the videos on the CLK 500. As usual, I did hope you enjoyed it. I'm not going back to the yard until later on in the week, so that's why we are working from home. I am staying away for a little bit longer. So yeah, that is going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, please do give us a thumbs up. Don't forget, please like, subscribe and share. Check out the merchandise, the link is in the description, and I'll see you later in the week for the next one.